Congratulations! You have found Wrestle Shoot, hosted by the Wild Thing Rob Wilds and the ladies' man Chris Casanova. Combined, we have 40 years of wrestling experience, and we're here to share those experiences, stories, and knowledge with you over the podcast airwaves. We'll be joined by friends of ours from time to time to share their stories and experiences with you as well. So climb aboard the crazy train we call Wrestle Shoot. We know how to do it, and we do it real well.
Yeah, baby! What's up, peoples? Welcome back to another episode of Wrestle Shoot. I'm your host, Wild Thing Rob Wilds, having conquered my technical issues from last week. Joined by the lovely and talented, the ever popular, my hetero life mate in person, Chris Casanova.
That intro never gets old.
I always try to change it a little bit, just so it doesn't get old. And just giving you a little bit of extra love real quick before we get started.
Okay.
Yeah. This is for anybody who needs to tell somebody to fuck off. Well, hi, go fuck yourself.
Right back at you, man.
Right back at you, baby. So we got some cool stuff going on this week, man. We're waiting for our guest to show up, Mr. Christian Black, Northern California independence wrestler. So right from our stomping grounds, man, he's probably walked over our boot prints.
Probably.
That was stupid. I was trying to make something interesting out of it.
Well, they all can't be winners, man.
No, but they all can't be losers either, brother. So we got started. We're going to do epic fails this week, yeah?
Oh, okay, yeah.
We got started last week on matches that are so bad they'll make you hallucinate. And we feature the Ultimate Warrior versus Hercules in their chain match, which was completely an embarrassment for both men involved. But that led us up to, my God, man, we could do a whole segment on epic wrestling fails on the very few that was built with Hercules and the Ultimate Warrior. And that was just all bad on so many fucking levels.
I felt bad for Herc, man. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, dude. I mean, okay, Herc was a good worker.
Sure.
So you put him in with another good worker, he'll have a good match. Put him in with a great wrestler, and he'll have a great match.
Yeah.
And you put him in with a bad wrestler, he's gonna have a bad match.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to keep Warrior off of him, man, to be honest. I think he was just
trying to survive.
Yeah, survive. There you go. That's a perfect word right there.
Like, I mean, we remember that, what was it, 5 or 6 minute WrestleMania abortion that they had? Holy crap, man. I still have a bad taste. Like, I still have that bitter metallic taste in my mouth from it. Just like when you eat the ropes and that taste just won't go away.
No, for like a week.
And I punished myself again. I watched it again today.
Did
Just
you really?
to make sure it was as fucking bad as all of that. Anybody want to throw a comment up in the message board, man? Chit chat with us. Unfortunately, we've discovered that we're having a hard time getting messages from people typing in any other chat rooms than right here on the Anti-Social Network page. So that stinks. I apologize, but if you come on in here and join us on the Anti-Social page, you'll definitely be able to get through. We'd love to hear from you. So let's get back to this. Chris, what's your take on it, brother?
Oh, man. I mean, honestly, at that time, they were just trying to throw anybody in with Warrior. And, I mean, Herc was just that big muscle-bound guy that I was like, oh, okay, let's throw him in with a feud. And I just think, unfortunately, Herc was just meat for the Warrior, man. It sucked. It was terrible. I mean, again, I felt bad for Herc, like overall, like I could see him really trying to have a decent match, and it just wasn't happening. Like he couldn't even will it to happen. Like that's
let's be honest too.
Terrible it was.
Warrior had nothing but meat matches up until like Rude, and then he started working, and Rude made him actually work. But everybody who was throwing at Warrior before that, even Honky Tonk for the IC belt, they were all just quick meat for the beast.
I remember actually getting off the topic of Herc. I remember sitting down with Honky before him and I's match, actually after our match when we worked, and he would just tell me some stories about Warriors. Like, fuck that, man. He goes, we're gonna keep it as short as possible, and that's it. Blah blah blah. Like he's like, we're going 2-3 minutes at the most, no more, no longer. I'm taking the least as possible.
I'm not even taking my fucking gear off, dude.
No, dude. Like at all.
Into the bar. What's up, Mickey? Glad you could join us today. Mickey's one of our new riders. Oh,
good stuff, man.
Here on the Antisocial Network. So, real quick, I would like, Chris, to ask you. Now, it's just you and I. We haven't done much talking since you got up out of here to head on back to Texas.
Yeah.
But, have you heard from the Butcher?
I haven't, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, and
a while.
I know he wasn't feeling really well last week, so we just showed last week, and then today he just straight up no showed. And I've been sending him messages on Facebook. I've been trying like hell at sending him emails. I don't have international calling, and he's over in London, but I'm concerned.
Is he even reading the messages? Did you the little icon?
No,
is he reading?
No, they're still just the blue check. They're not red yet.
Let me see.
I got a message from him saying gone fishing.
Fishing? Let me send him a message real quick.
Yeah, if anybody has any information on the whereabouts of the Butcher or you're his friend, just shoot him a message and tell him to reach out to us so we.
Hey boys, Uncle Jay's back. Why is it always so gloomy and cloudy and overcast out here in London? It's always so gloomy and perfect. Hey fellas, have you heard from the Butcher lately? I have. He says hi. He's going to be spending a little bit of time with Uncle Jay. So, don't wait up, boys. We'll keep the light off.
Shit.
Brings back memories.
Seriously? He went to fucking London?
Same reaction.
I don't know what to say, man.
You think it's a goof? Because I know the Butcher wasn't well, God, that was like over a week ago.
Rob, the time we've dealt with Uncle Jay, has it been a bluff? It never has.
It never has.
Like when weird things happen, he's always behind it.
Well, what now? I mean, okay, guys, we're gonna have to talk about this after the show, okay?
Okay.
All right. That's upsetting. So, let's that just threw off everything. Are we ready just to go ahead and say that's the end of fails?
I mean, I have nothing. It threw me. I have nothing else to say, man. I don't.
What the shit is going on with the background? Oh, he's fucking with us.
It's totally him, man.
Huh.
Yeah, I think we should just go on with the show.
Yeah.
The show must go on, unfortunately.
Hey, speaking of the show, Jimmy, little Yimmy, I actually went to the place that we first met way back in the day. I grabbed a picture for memories. Yay, remember that place?
Yeah, I was sitting right over there.
Yeah, we were taking a shit, facing each other, having a nice little conversation.
Oh man.
Maybe we should have saved that for Laughs and Lives.
That would have been a good one, man. Like seriously.
Now that's where me and little Yimmy met. So we're just waiting for Mr. Black to show up here and join us. Get to know us here and you people out there right here on Wrestle Shoot.
Looks like Jimmy's got a...
Christian Black is there. He's backstage right now.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. He's
You know, I think our producer will let us know when he's here, Jimmy. And you should just be creepy Jimmy and quit trying to be the fucking producer. Because when he's here, son of a bitch, he's here. Now I look like an asshole.
Jimmy was on it, man.
Sorry, Jimmy. Little Jimmy. I'm not sorry, you creepy son of a bitch. Anyway, joining us from Sacramento, California, live, Mr. Christian Black. What's up, brother?
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, dude, always a pleasure to talk to one of the locals from way back.
And thanks for coming.
What'd you say, creepy one?
I said thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be on the show. Big fan of guys.
Now, see, that right there, as you know, is Jimmy's really best contribution he's going to make to the show all night. Is thanks for coming.
And the
That sounds about
Rob,
right for Jimmy.
Hey, Rob, why don't you sit over there and shut up and let Christian Black introduce himself, tell us what he does, give us a little background on himself, and you just sit there and shut up.
Why don't you shut your fucking manhole and
All right.
let me conduct this show exactly the way Wrestle Shoot
Chris,
has.
Chris, you want to step in here and take
All right,
care of your
boys.
boyfriend?
All right, let's take your corners. All right. Let's get Christian Black the floor. Talk to us.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, so I'm an independent wrestler out here in California. I've kind of worked the circuit for the last 17 years or so. It's been a lot of fun so far, but the best is yet to come, I can tell.
Okay.
So he kind of jumped in as we jumped out, kind of right around that same time frame from the California wrestling scene.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So what areas are you working? Areas you're currently working?
Well, mainly it's NorCal, but I do travel. Been up to Washington and Oregon. Done Arizona, Utah, Texas. I kind of been floating around.
Okay.
What's your take on being a California guy? What was your take on working out in Texas?
It was a whole different world.
Indeed.
Texas, I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. However, it was a lot to take in the first couple of times I went there. I wrestled for Texas Wrestling Federation a couple of times, and I'll tell you this: it's a lot harder to get over in Texas than it is pretty much anywhere else I've traveled.
It depends on how you're trying to get over, I suppose. Because when we booted up out there in Texas, we changed from the apocalypse and went right to the border patrol. So we got a huge heel.
Yeah.
Well, I primarily worked as a babyface out there, and it didn't go as great as I would hoped. But the more I got out there, the more they got used to me. So it turned out to be okay.
You like wrestling in Arizona? I always liked that out there in Phoenix.
I've only been a couple of times, but yeah, it's been good. I like to be able to wrestle people I probably would never get a chance to wrestle till I take bookings outside the state. When you travel the NorCal circuit a lot, you tend to run into the same opponents over and over again.
Yep.
So getting out to other states has been good, a great learning experience. It's a good opportunity to show who I am and what we do out here in NorCal as opposed to in whatever area I'm happen to be in.
Where'd you train?
I trained at Knox Pro. I also did some time with Mike Modest and Big Ugly JD Bishop out here in California.
Now, what was the first place?
Knox Pro.
That sounds familiar. Where's that at?
It's the NOI family, Reno, Rikishi. At the time I was there, we had Big Dave Gangrel. He was one of the teachers there as well.
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
Cool guy. Very, very interesting cat. Old Gangrel, old Dave.
He's a character.
He's all over the place.
But he's a giant teddy bear, so
So you're admitting here on Wrestle Sheet you cuddled with him.
I wouldn't necessarily call it cuddling because there wasn't a lot of sleep going on.
Breaking news, everybody. Christian Cage and Dave Heath are lovers. No?
We are fans of each other in a very deep way.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. That's a perfect answer right there.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Welcome to the Psycho House, man. You totally
Oh
Oh, the
man.
Psycho House, where Mr. Psycho Ward hangs out. That guy's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, that guy's nuts, man. Does not play with the full deck.
Yeah. So, what's like you consider yourself to have like a home federation out there, a home promotion?
I do. Total Wrestling Federation, based out of Tracy. I've been booked there pretty solidly for about the last 17 years. I'm actually their most decorated wrestler in the history of that company.
Nice,
Wait a
nice.
minute.
They've been around a long time.
I've been watching Christian. So I've known Christian for about 4 years, about 4 or 5 years, right?
Yeah, about there.
And I've been watching him off and on. He's a great athlete. He's hardworking, very intelligent, and keeps his shit together. That's for sure.
Well, I appreciate the compliments,
Hi, Chris.
but you're not wrong.
Chris, it sounds like Mr. Black is giving old creepy Jimmy a little wood, a little mahogany.
Hey.
Little teak.
Hey, sometimes you got to help the old guys out.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Look at him, dude. He looks like Uncle Fester with AIDS right now.
You look like the fucking Creep Show with a fucking dick in your mouth.
Okay. And moving on.
Yeah, you missed on that one, Jimmy. Sorry.
Yeah. I guess
You can't win them all.
I guess you don't know what shit is gonna stick to the wall until Jimmy starts talking. Idiot.
Well, it's on repetition sometimes. Eventually, one's got to stick, right?
Typically, they don't. Every time he's open his mouth out, the shit just falls out instead of flies. So that's all.
Kind of like your butthole.
Ooh, you're right, Chris. See, you got to keep throwing them until one sticks.
Yeah.
And that one stuck. That one was pretty good.
Yeah.
Good. But you do look like you have AIDS. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving on. So, Mr. Cage, let me ask you this: what would you consider your greatest opponent so far?
Well, the one that I learned the most from was Coco Beware. Funny story is that I was not even booked to be on the show. I was just there going to support some friends. But as they teach you, you always come with your gear, come prepared. And the guy he was supposed to wrestle in the main event didn't show up, and he handpicked me to be in that main event. That was my 4th match as a pro. And I learned so much getting my ass kicked.
Wow.
What if a dickhead doesn't show up to work Coco? Like, why be there?
He was kind of, I guess the word is he got sick the night before and didn't cancel. So they were expecting him to be there, and I was sitting in the locker room supporting some friends, just hanging out. And he looked at me, he's like, "You a worker?" I was like, "Yeah, kinda." He's like, "Well, you're gonna be one tonight."
Oh wow.
So handpicked me. Like I said, my 3rd match as a pro, and I'm in the main event of this pretty decent show. We had Honky Tonk Man there as well, but that's a whole nother story. That guy's a dick.
Oh, come on. Honky's not that bad. maybe to you. Honky for a while. Yes.
Maybe he's not that bad to you, but yeah.
Okay.
He and I almost got into some shoot shit in the bathroom.
Let's hear it. What'd he do?
Yeah, you gotta hear it, man.
So we have the match, and I thought I did pretty well. Even Coco thought I did well. He came to me after the match. We're in the locker room, and he's all, if I had a guy bump for me the way you did tonight, I probably would have been a bigger star. And I was like, great, cool, thank you for choosing me, thank you for the opportunity. Really humble guy. It's my 3rd match, and Honky comes up to me, he's like, "Yeah, you did good, kid, did good." And I'm like, "Oh man, I've got these 2 legends who thought I did pretty good." So fast forward about.
Right. How dare he? Oh, sorry, I joked again.
Fast forward about 15 minutes, we're down in the bathroom, and me being me being the kind of guy I am, I'm like, so hey, where we all drinking tonight? I'd love to hang out, pick your brain. And he looks at me dead in the face. Says, I don't drink with your kind, boy. I'm like, what, bro? I'm not. What we did in the ring, that's cool. That what we do is cool, but you don't talk to me like that. I don't get down like that. You could have just said nowhere. And he looked at me and he's like, you know who I am? I'm like, I don't care. Don't care.
Now,
Don't
I
disrespect
believe
me.
he said that. You know who I am? God damn it, little son of a bitch. You know who the fuck you talking to? Goddamn hockey talking, man. The greatest intercontinental champion of all time.
He's second greatest now. Everybody else is first.
Now, see, fucking, that surprises me because, see, when he says, I don't drink with your kind, I lean to say, God, it can't be because you're black, because me and Honky and Chris have all sat around and drank with black wrestlers. So it must be your sexuality. So do you want to just admit it?
Okay, fine. I admit it. I love women. Unfortunately, you guys don't, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I love it. I love it.
I was gonna say the same thing.
We've had so many experiences with Honky, and
It surprised me.
Out there.
I'm sorry.
It surprises me too. I don't know why he would say that to you.
It surprises me because him and Coco were like best friends.
See,
Like when he looked at me dead in the eye, I was like, I don't drink with your kind, boy. I'm like, oh, I really hope you're playing.
I think the problem was you didn't first present a big bag of Coke. If you had that, he would love you forever.
Well, that's how I got over with Jake the Snake Roberts. So
Me too.
I should have known.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's different. Honestly, it's just different.
I'll tell you, got over with
it's just
Nails,
different
right,
people, right? I mean, it's just some people get along with certain people and some people just don't. I think that's just how it works in the wrestling business.
Oh yeah,
Just the way it happens.
this business is very cliquish.
It is.
And if you're not on the inside, you're on the outside. And well, I guess that day I just happened to be on the outside.
Well, Chris, that bag of white magic got you over with Nails, didn't it?
What?
I said that bag of white magic got you over with Nails, didn't it?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, look,
Change.
Chris, the feds aren't listening. You can go ahead and be honest now.
Well, they probably fucking are. I'm just,
It didn't work with Beefcake, I tell you that, but that's a different story.
I can tell you right now, Jake loved it. Unfortunately, I happen to be the guy he chose to go and find it for him. But hey, it worked.
yeah.
I mean,
Jake's a good
I
dude.
worked with him for about a good 2 months before I had enough of him. You know, it's when he's with that Jim Rose circus we were doing the little traveling gimmick.
Mhm.
You know, breaking bricks across his balls. Drugs are a horrible thing.
So when's your next up and coming fight?
December 3rd here in Sacramento at the Colonial Theater. I have no idea who my opponent is. I kind of like to keep myself guessing so I don't ask.
Wow, the
And-
Colonial is still standing. Wow.
Oh, that building will be here long after we're gone. That's an iconic building here. I've had some of my best nights as a wrestler in that building.
Well, you know, I walked out of that building so angry I vowed to burn it down one time. So I am a man of my word. So I don't know if it's going to be standing longer than me.
Well, you couldn't tear down the houses anywhere better than I have. So
That was a joke. I did not just confess to a crime. I am not going to burn the Colonial down. Jesus, look after me. I swear.
I can tell you right now, if it's still standing after some of the things I've done in that building, nothing's going to take it down. So you're good.
All right.
What would be an iconic fight that you want to proceed in the future?
Actually, another promoter out in Reno asked me that very same question a couple weeks ago at the show. He's like, if you could have one match with anybody, who would it be? And surprisingly enough, to his surprise, I chose D'Angelo De Niro. You know, he's the Pope. He's one guy I want to get in the ring with before I put the boots up. I don't know why, but I've always just been a fan, and if I get a chance to wrestle him one time, I'll be happy. I could call it a career.
Chris, Rushmore?
Yeah, let's do the Rushmore. We always do that. So, Christian, who's your Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling?
Dusty, Taker, Rick, Brett.
Ooh.
Dusty, Taker, Flair, and Hart.
Bret Hart.
Dusty's an interesting one. Oh, why Dusty? I'm curious on that pick.
Dusty was one of my two favorite wrestlers growing up. Matter of fact, he's the reason I wanted to become a wrestler. He talked me into the business, not the building, the business.
That's right, baby. American Dream.
He always just felt like, that blue-eyed soul, like, he was one of us. He connected with me, and I don't know, he didn't always have great matches. I mean, Dusty was not a great worker, but he was so charismatic, he didn't care.
Son of a plumber, baby.
Yeah.
Daddy. Let me tell you something, baby Christian. Let me tell you something, Big Daddy. I believe that American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, is one of the finest wrestlers ever. His psychology top notch. His mic skills were a little funky like a monkey, but they were still fun, baby. And getting on the mat, the Dream could put you right to sleep, honey.
That was the worst imitation of Dusty ever, but I loved it.
You know what? I used to do it much better before I got COVID. Then my voice went to shit for still.
But
I liked it. And, get an honorable mention to Stone Cold, some underrated guys I really loved were like Arn Anderson and Barry Windham and believe it or not, Brad Armstrong was an amazing wrestler, just never got his due.
So Hogan doesn't even get an honorable mention from you?
Who?
Hogan?
Who?
Hogan?
Who?
Oh!
Hogan?
Who?
Warrior.
We'll do this all day. Hogan was a horrible wrestler, but a great character.
Mr. America. What about Mr. America?
I love that guy. That mustache, the blue mask. Hated it.
Was not Hulk Hogan. I'm just saying that was not Hulk Hogan. That was Mr. America.
I
okay. We can suspend disbelief for a while. We can work with that.
Oh,
not
so
really.
I bet you believe that Midnight Rider was actually Dusty Rhodes, right? I bet you believe that.
No, that was Cowboy Bill Watts. Did you see the promos?
I saw the promos, baby.
That was the big cowboy.
The Midnight Rider.
I'm not Dusty Rhodes, Daddy.
Yeah. Well, he carried the company for a minute, man. Back in NWA, he was one of their main guys. So I can see maybe being on the Mount Rushmore. I can kind of see that. Now.
Well, see when I think about the Mount Rushmore, it's like what guys made you really believe in them, and then turned in solid performances. Like I said, he wasn't the greatest wrestler, but he was so charismatic. You didn't care, and all you really wanted to see him do was drop an elbow and then grab the mic and tell everybody he was too sweet to be sour because he's the man of the hour.
I funky like a monkey, baby.
Exactly. Who didn't want to be one of the risky business boys?
That's true.
I was always honestly surprised that Dusty never became a horseman. I thought, wow, what a cool gimmick twist that would be.
That would have been.
No, you couldn't have Dusty and Rick on the same side ever.
That's what would lead to the next logical reason they would fight again. I was a horseman, and now I'm not a horseman anymore, Daddy. Fuck you, Rick Flair.
They could have did a little angle with that. I think they could have worked with that.
I don't know how well that would have gotten over. I mean, you had pretty much the opposite, the opposite sides of the same coin. They were basically the same wrestler, the same type of gimmick, except for, Dusty was the working man rich guy, and then you had Rick, who was the flamboyant rich guy. It was the same character, just run a different way. And I don't know if
the thousandaire versus the millionaire.
Yep.
I don't know. When you come out on TV in mink coats and talk about the limousines and all that, but you're still kind of a normal guy, and as opposed to Rick, who talked about the limousines, the big house, the Lear jets. It's the like I said, it was the same gimmick, just presented two different ways.
Ric Flair's shoes cost more than your house, man. Ric Flair was a millionaire.
And remember when Dusty and Magnum came out in the mink coats? saying those things cost more than we make in a year. Same
Nah, they were
concept.
the Walmart version of fur coats. You could tell she's falling apart.
Well, they look like rabbit, but I'm again suspending disbelief.
Hey, I feel like you keep saying suspending disbelief, like you're trying to imply that wrestling isn't real.
No, wrestling's real. People are fake.
People are fake. So we got this comment come in. Apparently, Mickey thinks that you would whip my ass. So my question is, Mickey, what are you willing to pay for that to happen?
Oh yeah, have money. We'll travel, bro.
Yeah, dude, we got boots, man. We'll do this damn thing. Just what are we talking? Like for real?
Yeah, it's pay me. That's all to say.
Fuck you, pay me. That's it.
Mickey, and don't worry. After the match, I'll have Rob retire. He'll never want to do this again.
Yeah,
1 or 2 blackouts and he's done.
That seems a little arrogant, but we can play off that angle for a minute if you want to.
It's not arrogance if it's the truth.
Is I'm the original killer of California, baby. I was the one who put Jimmy Snuka down, Tonga Kid down, Chris Casanova whooped the honky tonk man's ass. We are the legend killers, brother.
Well, and to quote somebody more famous than me, you guys might be household names, but so is trash, and you got to take that out when it starts to smell.
Be better if you thought of that right off the cuff. Like if you didn't put that disclaimer in front of it, that would have been way better.
It would have been. However, I don't think you would understand it, so I had to let you know this doesn't come from me. The ass whooping you're going to get, that'll come from me. But this was somebody else just to let you know what's going to happen to
you. I'm sorry, did you say something? What was that middle part?
I see something brewing here, man. I think we can get something arranged.
How come every time we got a brother come on the show, they want to fight me? What's going on with that?
I don't know, man.
I want to fight you, Rob.
Hey, so it's not just us brothers.
You always do.
But nobody wants to fight me for some reason. I don't know why.
It's that face.
Yeah, you got that little baby face. I would be mad. I feel bad for myself for messing that up.
You got that punch me face.
Punch me face.
Look who the fuck is talking, Uncle Fester with AIDS. Look at yourself. I don't want to punch your face. I want to put my boot across the front of it.
Ooh.
I don't know. Jimmy's head looks a little slick. You might slide off of there and hurt yourself.
Yeah, but see, what would happen is I would slide off and my nuts would just go right in his mouth, which is what I want anyway. So it's a win-win.
That'd be kind of hard to do with that little thing.
All right, fair enough. Touche.
Touche.
I don't know, Jimmy. It sounds like you know from way too much experience that it's little. You got something you want to tell us?
Hey, he's not the one who's.
I am a clamper. I've seen big and small. I've seen short and tall.
Short. Wow.
We've probably seen the same clampers, bro.
Well, this took an ugly turn. And I apologize to everybody watching because we know that Wrestle Shoot is a clean, family-oriented fucking show. Fuck you, Mickey, and fuck Christian and Jimmy. Fuck everybody but me and Chris.
Ricky's just laying it on you today, Rob.
Oh, you mean he's trying? You really think I take that too personally?
No, not at all.
He's probably throwing his best in there, but I'm just trying to play it up for him so he feels like he's one of us.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, who am I kidding? He is fucking one of us. Everybody's sitting here and hanging out with us. They are one of us. I mean, not officially. I'll never actually recognize you on the street, but here on this world, we're all tight.
Is it me or does Mickey's picture look like a really old picture of Kevin Sullivan?
Let me pull that up real quick.
Oh, what up, Brother Will?
Let me pull his picture up here. Oh, shit, man. Wow. You are right.
Mickey Sullivan.
Yeah, is there a relation there? No.
Well, we get a call.
It's not that hard, guys.
Damn. All right, Mickey. I want you to settle down. Don't make me call your probation officer.
Well, if you do, make sure to send him some soap on a rope because you know what happens in jail.
Well,
I've seen you.
I know.
I'll send him a package of bag.
Shut up, Jimmy.
Did you just mute him?
No.
So Rob, you mentioned earlier that that you're an OG Mac Daddy out here in California. Where did you wrestle at? Where'd you break in at?
We were all over the state. We fucking wrestled in all the states that you wrestled in. We were just out there. And then we pulled the reins back and started UWA.
Don't lie, you're a Polk Street bed wrestler.
Anyway, then we started UWA and decided to go pretty much exclusive. We weren't going to take any bookings anywhere else. The thinking behind that was the same that Flaco Loco had for SPW back then, was if you want to see me, this is where you're going to have to come.
He's on my short list of guys to wrestle out here. We wrestle shows together. We haven't yet to get in the ring together. But I'm looking forward to it. There's tentative plans in January for me and him to finally lock horns. You know, he's a NorCal Hall of Famer, and I should be, for those who are listening. But it's going to be fun to finally lock horns with him.
I think we need to start a campaign, goddammit. I think Christian Black needs to be in the NorCal Hall of Fame. I don't see any reason after 17 years he's not. So come on, motherfuckers. Let's kick the campaign up here. Let's get Christian Black into the NorCal Hall of Fame. Yeah? Yeah, Chris?
Hey,
got my vote.
I am down with that. I mean, at least invited to the dinner once. That'd be nice.
We'll make up a little graphic, man. We'll start pumping this out there.
So, Christian, you mentioned you trained with Mike Modest. That's who I train with.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
we're kind of brothers in a way.
Yeah, I trained APW for a year. So we got probably similar training.
Yeah, Mike. Well, no disrespect to Mike, but I don't know. Some days I didn't think his heart was in it. That's why he'd bring in Big Ugly to.
Did he really?
brought in Ugly?
Yeah, he brought in Big Ugly for a few training sessions. Then I did a few more with him, and then I wasn't really happy with where I was at, so that's when I decided to go out to Knox Pro. But Mike's a great guy. He's helped me get a few bookings since then. But like I said, sometimes I didn't feel like I was getting everything I needed.
That was probably late 2000, right? Like 2008, 2009.
2006, 2007. 2007, 2008.
Yeah, he was starting to kind of like pull back a little bit on the bookings himself and getting out of the business a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, was that back around when we brought him into the Fat Cat show?
Yeah, we brought him. Worked Warpath.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm Mike Modest. You son of a bitch. Don't fade me like you don't know who the fuck I am. Oh, I'm just fucking with you, brother. It's not fucking funny, dude. Go inside. All right, goddamn.
I got some comments here to show here. Let's see. Mickey here. Let's see. All right. It's about Rob, of course.
What's that? Oh,
wow.
I do. Okay.
I mean,
I do not to fuck you, Rob. I might get the COVID of the day. What the fuck? Mickey, proofread it before you hit enter, for fuck's sake.
So, Christian, what was your worst? I don't know if this question was asked yet or not. What was your worst fight?
I'm not gonna name the guy because he's still in the business. But
let's play a game here first. Okay, let's guess who he worked. Tell us some things that happened.
Let's see. He worked the wrong side.
Okay.
He was overly stiff, not snug. Snug is cool.
Was that Rob Wiles?
How did you guess it, Jimmy? How did you know? No, I wrestled. I'll say his name. I wrestled a guy named Matt Justice, and he was just the absolute worst person I've ever been in the ring with, ever. Granted, he was still young in the business. His father trained him. Just for whatever reason, it didn't stick, and he just was not great. I rarely got out of the ring after like 5 minutes, and I'm just like, no, never again, never, ever again. Actually, that was the match I almost quit the business because I thought before I got to see the raw footage of the match, I thought, man, I suck. It wasn't me.
Wow.
But I will say he's improved leaps and bounds since then, and he's actually become one of my favorite guys to work now.
Well, you get better over time. I mean, that's the good thing about working different people. You mentioned earlier is you work the same people, you never progress. You always stay the same. So you're working
Yeah, you
different
don't
people
learn
all the
anything.
time.
Yeah, it's hard to get better when you're not wrestling people who are better than you.
There you go. Absolutely.
By the way, Mickey, there's my response to your little cutesy comment. I figure I'd put some gibber in between the words so he can understand it.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of talking down to his level a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I want to make sure that we're communicating here, not just
Okay.
yelling.
Gotcha. Here's a comment Will put up here. Let's see. Christian, Rob, help me get Greg from WCC in the biz.
I work with Greg. Actually, I was there. Funny story about WCCW. They fired me while I was their champion. It was pretty great. But yeah, I do know Greg. I work with him. Yeah.
Wasn't that Loudon's little gimmick name for a couple shows? WCCW?
I can barely hear what you said, so can you repeat?
You know what, it was before your time. Loudon used to have himself a little promotion for a couple of shows. But wasn't that called WCCW, Chris?
I think so.
Okay. But there's only so many call letters I guess you could use.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wrestled for 2 different TWFs, 2 different GCWs. There's only so much to go around.
Very true.
Only one UWA in Sacramento, anyway.
You know, I might steal that and find a way to use the letters.
You could have it. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just do good because I'll tell you what we did. You know, some of those guys back in NorCal who were haters on me and Chris cannot deny that we did not put on great fucking shows.
No doubt, man.
I've dealt with that portion of NorCal my entire career because, like I said, I started wrestling in TWF, and they didn't have the greatest of beginnings. They were of a backyard fed, when now pretty legit, and for years and years, we no matter where you trained at or what you did, if you worked for that company, they called you, you were a yarder to everybody else. Until they got in the ring with you outside somewhere else and realized you were much better than what they assumed because of where you work. That's the one thing I really hated about the NorCal scene is it's so everybody's holier than thou. I'm like, I was trained by the guy who trained you. And then I went and got training from a Hall of Fame family, but yet you still think I'm a tard. I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's really just like a schoolyard. It's I gotta break you down to build me up. Everybody's jockeying for positions in the same territory, and they're gonna keep on doing it. Guys like Luxury and dudes just gonna keep on bitching around for some same position in one bitch ass territory. And that's what disgusted us enough to walk away from California wrestling altogether. Nobody gave a shit about the show anymore. It was all about me, my match. I'm going to get myself over, get all my shit in, fuck my position on the card, fuck the other guy that I'm working with. I just couldn't do that shit anymore.
It used to be like that. Matter of fact, in a lot of ways, it's still like that. I mean, the young guys that I work with, I kind of tell them you can either go over, you can get over. You get over a whole lot better than getting over is a whole lot better than going over, because it doesn't matter how many times you win. If no one feels you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And what's funny about some of the guys back in the day who were running their mouths are the same ones knocking at the door trying to get into this company they all talked shit about 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's wrestling, it's brother. Then as soon as you turn around, it's stab.
Stab right in the back, man.
Oh yeah, and I have plenty of stab wounds back there. Trust me. But it's part of the territory. It's part of being a wrestler. It's part of being inoculated into this brotherhood. You're gonna have people who aren't gonna like you based solely on where you work, and that's okay.
I think that wait a minute. I think maybe SPW too. But between us and SPW, we were the only companies that weren't playing that. Oh, if you work there, you can't work here bullshit. We never did that to nobody ever. Like, get your bookings, man. Go get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey guys, I'm gonna cut it short. I got a low battery, so I'm gonna head out.
All right, man. Start
It's
with
good seeing you, Christian. Good seeing you, Rob. Good seeing you, Chris. Catch
Jimmy,
you guys
before you
next
go,
week.
charge your phone. Start hunting around for Butcher. We got to find that old boy. We got to give him some help.
I got you.
All right, man.
Hey, Jimmy, take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you later, brother.
We're actually getting ready to take it home ourselves. We got to get to. I got a couple things to get to, but Christian, plug the hell out of everything you want to plug.
Yes,
Ready?
any websites,
Hit it.
shows.
All right, y'all come see me December 3rd at the Colonial Theater in Sacramento. The address is 3529 Stockton Boulevard. I'm also got a show running January 28th in Stockton at the Amblers Hall. It's my first foray into booking a show myself, and that's going to be for Riot Pro Wrestling. And just support your local guys. That's pretty much all I have down the pike coming anytime soon. Support these guys. They run a pretty good show, and support local wrestling wherever the hell you happen to be.
What's your name on Facebook there so they can look you up?
It is Christian Black. Real simple.
Christian Black. All
I'm the
right,
one with the Malcolm X picture on it.
I saw that. When I sent you a friend request and you ignored it, you son of a bitch.
I didn't ignore it. See, here's the thing, right? I ignored it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. No,
I was waiting for the explanation.
That's how the healing starts. We're just honest with each other.
no, it's not that I ignored it. It's I get so many of them like a day that sometimes things get lost in the shuffle. And
Should have kept
you know,
it.
you're like the Gene Snitsky of my friend requests. You were big for a minute and then got lost in the shuffle. You know, it happens. It's not my fault.
Hey, at least I was somebody. I used to be a contender. I used to be a somebody.
Oh man.
Right, so that's going to go ahead and do it for us. Another announcement that I want to make is next week, yours truly, Rob Wild, will be hosting Wrestle Shoot Alone.
What?
Yeah. Oh God, Chris, I'm sorry. Maybe you didn't get the memo. Yeah, next week I'm going to be hosting Wrestle Shoot Alone. We're going to have on. I'm going to be interviewing a special guest that unfortunately they just don't want you to be here for it.
That's shocking. Okay, but anyways, go on.
The special guest is the real Chris Casanova. The actual, authentic Chris Casanova will be my special guest next week on Wrestle Shoot. So you better be here to suck it all in, baby. You feel me? Do you feel me?
Yeah.
Do